Most people do not give up when life becomes impossible. They give up when their mind quietly convinces them that trying again will hurt more than failing forever. And the darkest part is this: quitting rarely feels like quitting at first. It feels like being tired. It feels like being realistic. It feels like protecting yourself from another disappointment. That is why 99% fail. Not because they are lazy, not because they have no dreams, not because they do not want a better life. They fail because the mind is brilliant at disguising fear as logic. It whispers, "Maybe this is not for you." It says, "Maybe you are too late." It tells you, "Maybe people like you do not make it." And because the voice sounds calm, familiar, and reasonable, you believe it. But the real reason is not what most people think. Giving up is not always a decision. Sometimes it is conditioning. Your mind starts collecting evidence against you. One rejection becomes proof. One bad result becomes identity. One embarrassing moment becomes a warning sign. And slowly, you stop seeing failure as an event. You start seeing it as a reflection of who you are. A man starts a small business after years of dreaming about it. The first month, nobody buys. The second month, his friends stop asking how it is going. The third month, he sees someone younger, louder, and more confident doing better than him. He does not say, "I quit." He says, "Maybe the market is bad." He says, "Maybe I should be practical." He closes the page, stops posting, stops trying, and calls it peace. But deep down, something in him knows the truth. He did not leave the dream because it was impossible. He left because the silence made him feel invisible. And this is where it becomes dangerous. Your nervous system does not care about your potential. It cares about safety. If effort has repeatedly led to shame, rejection, pressure, or disappointment, your brain starts linking ambition with emotional pain. So the next time you try to move forward, your body resists before your mind can explain why. You procrastinate, you overthink, you feel heavy. You tell yourself you need more clarity, more motivation, more time. But often, what you are really looking for is permission to avoid the feeling of failing again. This is the dark psychology of giving up. Your mind does not always stop you with fear. Sometimes it stops you with comfort. Because comfort is seductive. It gives you relief right now. It protects you from risk right now. It saves you from judgment right now. But the price is hidden. Every time you choose relief over growth, your mind learns a pattern. When pressure comes, escape. And after enough escapes, quitting becomes your emotional home. A girl wants to change her life. She starts learning a skill at night after work. For a few days, she feels alive again. Then one evening, she makes a mistake. The lesson feels too hard. Her mind compares her to people who already look successful. Suddenly, the dream that gave her energy now makes her feel small. So she skips one night, then another. Then a week passes. She tells herself she will return when she feels ready. But readiness never comes, because the real problem was never the skill. It was the shame attached to being a beginner. The part most people miss is that giving up protects the ego. If you never fully try, you never have to fully know. You can always tell yourself, "I could have done it if I really wanted to." That sentence feels safer than discovering your limits. But it is also a trap. Because the person who never risks failure also never receives proof of their own strength. They stay suspended between fantasy and regret, protected from pain but disconnected from growth. But everything we have talked about so far is only the visible part. The deeper damage happens when this pattern starts changing the way you see yourself. At first, you quit one thing. Then your mind generalizes it. "I never finish anything. I always mess things up. I am not disciplined. I am just not that kind of person." This is how failure becomes identity, not because it is true, but because repetition makes it feel true. The brain loves patterns more than truth. If you keep abandoning yourself at the exact moment you need yourself, your mind begins to expect abandonment from you, and once that happens, even success can feel threatening. Because success demands a new identity. It asks you to become visible. It asks you to tolerate pressure. It asks you to be judged, misunderstood, compared, and tested. Many people say they want success, but what they secretly want is success without emotional exposure. They want the result without the nervous system shock of becoming someone new. Think about the person who goes to the gym for 2 weeks. They start feeling better. Then someone makes a joke about their body, or the mirror does not change fast enough, or they miss one day and feel like they ruined everything. So they stop. Not because their body could not change, but because their mind could not handle the uncomfortable gap between who they were and who they were becoming. This is why giving up feels so personal. You are not just leaving a goal. You are leaving a version of yourself that almost existed. The darker truth is that many people are not afraid of failure itself. They are afraid of what failure confirms. If you already carry hidden shame, every setback feels like evidence. If you already feel behind, every slow result feels like punishment. If you already doubt your worth, every rejection feels like a verdict. So the mind chooses avoidance, because avoidance gives temporary relief from an old wound. But relief is not freedom. The moment you understand this, something changes. You stop asking, "Why am I so weak?" and start asking, "What pain am I trying not to feel?" That question is powerful because it reveals the hidden contract behind giving up. Maybe you quit because trying made you feel exposed. Maybe you stopped because progress was too slow to validate you. Maybe you walked away because part of you believed you had to be perfect before you deserved to continue. You do not fail because you fall. You fail when you let the fall become your identity. The people who continue are not always more talented. They are not always more confident. Many of them are scared, tired, insecure, and full of doubt. The difference is that they stop treating discomfort like a command. They feel the fear, but they do not obey it immediately. They understand that the mind screams loudest right before it is forced to grow. And maybe that is the real reason 99% fail. Not because the dream was too far away, but because the old self was too comfortable, too familiar, too afraid to die. So when you feel like giving up, do not only look at the goal, look at the pattern. Look at the moment your mind starts bargaining with your future. Look at the story it tells you when effort becomes painful. Because that story may sound reasonable, but it may also be the cage. Sometimes the breakthrough does not begin with motivation. It begins with noticing the exact moment your mind tries to protect you from becoming more than you have ever been. And when you see that moment clearly, you get a choice most people never realize they have. You can quit and call it peace, or you can continue, even quietly, and prove to your mind that fear is not the final authority over your life. If this resonated with you, subscribe for more deep psychology and human behavior. Until next time.